Welcome back again. This is Learning Psychomedia 24/7. My name is Usate. I'm going to invite people that was on early on. I do apologize. My laptop. I'm going to have to buy. I'm going to have to buy a tablet. So a tablet will be able to help. Let me just invite people. Hello, back. Hello, Ayana.
Yeah,
Ayana, life of the.
yeah. I'm the life of Z. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I saw you, Raj, live the other day.
Yeah. That's my friend. So yeah, we know each other offline. That's much better though. So what's the topic again?
Yeah, the topic is about why modern women don't want to get married anymore.
Because you men ain't shit. I'm joking.
Of course. How old are you?
I'm
33.
34.
No, that last of the last. Mokosh,
33.
Oh,
23. We said 25. It's okay for her to say.
33. 33.
Oh, 33. Oh, sorry.
30.
3
Yeah.
3. I'm from
So,
92.
all right. Yeah. Can you all see the title?
Yeah, I just think the dating game is just shit, man. People like to cut corners. I think it's too easy now. And yeah, just relationships are not sustainable now. People don't want to stay committed. They opt out quickly.
Hello, brother.
What's the thing, brother? How you doing, brother? You
Yeah,
all
I'm
right?
good, bro. I'm good, bro. Alhamdulillah. How you been?
I'm good,
Hey,
thank
hello
you.
to the rest of you as well, by the way. Sorry. What do you mean? Why don't modern women? Bro, I don't even think it's modern women. I see people get married every day. I think specifically the women that don't want to get married or maybe delay marriage. Obviously, everything's subjective. Maybe it's not, it's financially she's not capable of it. Maybe, she's got health complications, or maybe she just doesn't want to, I think it's more secular women in that sense. I wouldn't really say modern women. I'd say secular women tend
What
to
do
move.
you mean, secular women?
Pardon?
What do you mean?
I mean, like secular women. What do you mean?
What do you mean by secular women?
Women that are secular.
What's that?
Secular is okay. Non-religious. Okay, like non-religious. Very career-driven. Very individualistic. Not to say they're bad people in any sense. That's not what I mean. But like secular in nature, like it's an ideology in the same way. It's sort of you got a Christian person, a Muslim person, a
No,
spiritual
because there's a lot
person.
of people that get
No,
married without having a faith. There's a lot of
no,
people.
no. But this is what I'm saying. A secular
Religion has
person is just it's
absolutely
just
nothing to
someone.
do
It's
with
just
it,
someone
and
that believes.
secular is a term used towards religion.
No, but it doesn't mean purely religion, though. That's the thing. You can be
Okay, but I
secular.
think maybe you might want to change the word.
No, no, sister. That's the right term. Obviously, if your opinion differs, then I mean, sure. But for me, I just tend to see it as secular women that are very career driven, very individualistic. Those tend to be the ones that maybe want to get
Career
married
driven.
later on in life after they're established, or maybe they don't really want marriage to begin with. But other than that. I don't really see women not getting married. I think if anything is only increased. Maybe in the difference where they're cohabitating, that I can agree with. But marriage in of itself as an institution is a religious affair. So they, from their perspective,
No, we
it's
have
secular
civil
people that
marriages as
that.
well.
Pardon?
We have civil marriages as well. Many
No,
people
no, but
Civil,
are
yeah.
marriages
no,
religious.
yeah, but marriage is a what do you call it? It's a religious affair, sister. Like marriage, the
No,
concept
not
of
only.
marriage.
Of course, it's an aspect of religion. Each religion has their own kind of rituals around weddings, but we have the statual government type
Yeah,
weddings.
but that stems from religion, sister.
But we're not talking about religion here.
No, but I've said that.
Okay, so maybe let's not go towards religion
No, no,
because
but I'm
if
not going
we
towards religion. But I'm just saying, a secular person, which is why you originally asked, why do you say secular, right? To get married is something religious, right? A non-religious person, although yes, you can get married legally, right? There's no need for them. It's a religious affair. Like a secular person, most of them just cohabitate.
Sorry to interrupt. I
Yeah,
personally
so
also
don't
go.
think it's
well,
anything to do with religion. I think it's due to people's experiences with dating and being in relationships. I think it's all down to people's preference, what they've gone through, what their childhood, the examples they've had, or the experiences they've had. Some people don't want to get married because they've seen how it destroyed their parents. I think there's so many personal reasons why people may choose to not get married. I don't think it's just purely based on religion, or because there's a lot of people, that grow up in religion and don't end up getting married, and you know what I mean. So I don't think it is a religion thing.
No, I agree. There is a lot of nuances that go into it, but if you look at it,
I
for
wouldn't
example,
pull it. I wouldn't. There's so many reasons why people don't get married. Same way there's so many reasons why people don't have kids. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Everyone's got their own personal reasons why, and some people sometimes it's out of our control, isn't it?
yeah, of course,
Sometimes
of course,
it's
of course, yeah. But at the end of the day,
yeah.
sister, like for example, say okay, let's just say I'm whatever person, I'm just a normal individual.
And
Grew
a
up in
lot
the
of
UK.
us women don't set the boundaries. Like, look, this is what I want. When you're dating, you like, look, this is what I want to head towards. I want to be married within da 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 da. So a lot of us just go with the flow and just with the motive and be like, all right, yeah, I'm just gonna date to have fun and all that. And then years down the line, you're like, oh, why have you not proposed? And da 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 da. So I think we've got that as well. This is why, like me personally, I've just come out of a relationship, and now I'm only going to start dating guys with intention. I'm only going to date guys that date with intention. You've got to have already have that in mind of what you want, because I'm not here to play them out. I'm not going to get any younger, so I don't want to date a guy that doesn't know what he wants, because it's just you're just wasting my time at this point. So I think a lot of women, what we fail to do, especially in modern dating, a lot of women fail to set their standards. And it's not to say when you meet a guy, like, oh yeah, you got to marry me. It's a thing. It's like, this is what I want. What are you saying? Do you align with what I want? It's about when you're dating, you have to date people that align with what you want. And if they don't, then goodbye. A lot of us women get caught up and think, oh, well, he's probably going to do it in 5 years, 6 years, 7, and 5, 6 years comes and he's not proposed and all that, because you've not set that standard. You've allowed him to run with with the notion that, that you don't mind, because it's about setting your standards.
Yeah, but could I ask you a question, sister? I agree to some extent, but the reason why I say is borderline secularism, right? Is because everything you're describing, why do you need a marriage for that? If it's not for religious reasons. Say for example, look, if it's to get a house together, people
No, because some people just want to
cohabitate with
be
their.
married
No, yeah, I know,
because
but people cohabitate with their boyfriend or girlfriend. They
they
work
want
together. They
a
have children
marriage is a
together. They
union,
can,
right? So
yeah, but
some people feel like it just
Okay, guys, hold on 1 second. So let's just maybe set something in stone, because for women, for generations and generations, marriage meant two things. First, we were sold the fairy tale story that the husband will be the Prince Charming on a white horse, that he's gonna protect us, he's gonna care for us, be our everything, right? And it actually went very downhill very fast. Like in these days, if you expect your man to in some parts of the world, because I understand that some countries have different take on that, but for example UK, I think, in the UK is one of the worst places to get married. Because you have men that expect like a princess treatment from a woman, and then when a woman wants like bare minimum, then it suddenly becomes a problem.
Exactly. That's what we're back. That's another thing we're battling with as well. A lot of guys want a traditional woman, but they're not traditional men.
And I would say that women are not necessarily
What's a traditional man?
interested in the traditional makeup these days in terms of the structure.
Traditional man would be someone that is a gentleman, that knows what is appropriate, what's not, that would not start to have a wandering eye or whatever, that would stick by his woman and take care of the family.
To me, a traditional man is a man that knows how to provide, for a woman, that doesn't have this whole thing, oh, we need, he goes 50-50 in that. Just know, like, that knows his role. He knows that, you played the traditional man role. That's been put in time.
I totally understand the narrative of a traditional man. Could you give me a narrative of the traditional woman?
Yeah, of course. Holding down the family, doing, the wifey duties, which a lot of us do before even getting married.
So, Life, can I ask?
I mean, obviously attending to your man's needs, making sure he's good. I will say I'm a traditional woman. In all my relationships, I was literally giving wifey treatment.
Sorry, Life.
Breakfast in bed.
When you say needs is a very broad term. Would you be more?
It could be
needs can go to bedroom, can go to the kitchen, can go to anything.
Yeah, and emotional needs, everything.
So
I feel like I attended to all my ex's needs in every aspect.
All right, mate, so can I ask you one question? Sorry, mate. Have you been? Did you want to get married in your previous relationship?
Yeah, I did. We spoke about it. He actually bought me an engagement ring, but our relationship was so toxic. I think he returned it back because when I spoke to my brother, he said, "Yeah, he bought you a ring and everything." He was actually planning to go to Sonisha this year, and he was supposedly going to propose. So yeah, I made it clear to him from the beginning that that's what my intention, and he said he was on the same page as well. So yeah, no, I always make that clear in who I'm dating.
But my thing would be like when it comes to the issue. But I'll just be honest, people are out here just lying to themselves, whether they be men, whether they be women. You have a traditional man, he's going to go for a woman that's not traditional and then complain later down the line she's not doing traditional things. You'll have a woman that herself is not traditional, say she wants a traditional man. She herself is not a traditional woman in any way of the
I can't speak for other women. I can only speak for myself.
When we look at both things, the breakdowns of relationships, majority of the times, tends to stem from two things. Either lack of emotional regulation and availability or finances, right? And when it comes to those two very clear-cut roles, I'm going to be honest with you, if you know you're not a certain type of way and you're not willing to do certain type of things, right? Stop going for people that expect these things. Because this is where the issue stems down the line. You get with someone and then try to mold them in your image. No, just take them how they are and leave it.
Gina, I was just gonna point out one thing, because it's a very, very simple way to tell whether or not there's a real guy. Like, if his intentions are good, he will make absolutely everything to make sure that a woman would have a stable life in case of relationship breakdown.
True, but sister, example of this being, right, for example, you have people, right, in life that, and I'm not talking about specific gender, men or women, I mean in general, that deal with each other and do things that you'd only expect from a spouse or marital partner, right? In a sense where, let's say for example, paying bills. Me and you are not married. Why am I paying your bills? Say for example, her sleeping with her significant other. Of course, there's different outlooks on this, right? But long term, where maybe she gets pregnant, right? He's not her husband, right? Or significant partner in a sense where they've made it clear, even though if we don't get married, we're together for life, right? So if someone's already given everything,
trying to.
No, but one second, sister. If someone's already given everything, right, that is required of a marriage, why would I marry you to require that? You've already given.
Hold on, though. As someone who was married, as someone who's been through all of that, I advocate against marriage, and let me tell you why. Okay, because divorces actually cost way more than a wedding does. It causes more torment to both parties as well as children, if there are any children, than what the actual build up to a marriage does as well.
But Rach, that depends, because look at my parents. They didn't have shit. My mom didn't get anything from my dad through her divorce because they both, like, my dad gambled it all. So it just all depends on the financial.
What did I get? I lost everything.
Yeah. It's not always expensive though. If you were both married and broke, there ain't no one getting shit. Do you know what I mean?
Well, only
the way that it works out is if you look at the fees for solicitors, if you look at
like going through
hearings that you've got to go to.
I don't recall. That's what I'm saying. I don't recall my parents going through anything. I think because it's when you're both broke or whatever, or not even broke or don't have any assets or anything. It's a clean break. You're like, well, I don't want nothing. We're not going to go through court. You don't have to. If you don't have anything or any assets or any money, then you're not going to go down that route. And it's
in UK you can spend like 300 quid and it's just signing a paper and you're done.
That's it. So some divorces are quicker when there's no assets.
Even
or
if
money.
we look at just statistics from what I've looked at, there's over 250,000 cases in regards to child custody matters in the family court today, as of 2024.
So if you're looking at those expenses, then
that's all money.
That's all money. Yeah. If you're looking from that aspect, then of course, if there's kids involved, then obviously that's an expense.
There's many factors that play a part to that. Like for example, COVID played a big part in that. A lot of cases became pending. They're overlagging in courts. So that's all it is. So obviously now the previous case is already there. Now new cases have been added on, so the numbers have gone a lot higher since after COVID.
So you're trying to tell me that the cases have been
regardless of whatever, it's still money.
It's still money, yeah. So in regards to that aspect, then no, 100% agree. I thought it's more about like what you can squeeze out of each other. I thought that's what you meant in that.
No, man.
No, that's when basically it starts coming down as when we start thinking as an individual. When you just start thinking about yourself and not the family matter, then obviously it is always going to cause problems.
Yeah, no, of course.
The main priority in a marriage should be sacrifice. Yeah, you have to make sacrifice for each other. There's so many things. There's so many things that men don't like doing for women, but they still do it. So there's so many things women don't like doing for men, but women still do it.
You as a man, what are the things that men don't like to do for women? I'm listening.
We don't like listening to their crap for starters.
Right.
Like basic, like if it's logical things to do. No offense in that. Just 1 second.
The question is why a modern woman doesn't want to get married.
Yeah,
you sat on the panel. You don't want to be hearing your crap, but you sat on the panel.
One second.
Make it make sense.
1 second. Yeah, let me clarify my words. I'm a bit of a street guy, so my language ain't great as yours. So I will say words as if there's something you feel offended by, I do apologize in advance. There's no intention like that. But what I mean by talking crap is like things that don't matter to men.
Like what?
Like for example, I don't need to know what you're doing with your friends. I'm not really interested. But what you and your girls get up to, why would I be interested?
Well, then you should be in a relationship because that is our nature to want to.
I'm more interested in the
Well, you shouldn't be in a relationship then.
Don't be in a relationship. Just don't. Stay single,
married for 12 years.
And also, homosexuality is legal in this country. I mean, if you feel more at home with your boys, you can just get married to one.
Exactly.
No, what I'm saying.
Woman, at the end of the day, if she feels to come and vent to you and to say to you, this is what happened, and she's happy to share that with you, and you shut it down.
That's what I mean by that.
Yeah. No, but
I'm not interested to know about her
if
friends'
you're
life.
going to
I'm
be
more
with a woman
interested to know
and
about my
she
partner.
can't vent to you, then you shouldn't be in a relationship.
The same way, I shouldn't come back and bore my partner with the stuff I'd get.
Okay,
but that's what we're there for.
A question: what exactly are men even bringing to a marriage nowadays? Please enlighten me.
But do you know? Okay, when they say what do men bring to a marriage, right?
This is why men turn around. There's no incentive for women to marry. Surprised when the woman leaves.
They bring provisions.
What's the incentive for women to marry?
No, but that's why I'm saying it depends. It depends on
women nowadays can benefit from a marriage. Maybe let's put it in this way.
Exactly.
Let's do
but that's not true though, because look, it depends on your value system and what you
No,
as an
in
individual.
general. I mean, you
No,
I feel
let's
you're
let's
having
explore that.
Yeah, but
Let's
sister,
explore that.
can I just finish my
Yes.
point if it's okay? Thank you. It depends on the value system you hold, number one, right? And what you yourself are looking for. So in a sense of, let's just say, for example, if you're looking for someone in the sense of companionship, you can probably gain something from that. If you're looking for someone in the sense of financial stability and you yourself are not financially stable, you can gain something from that. Not specifically on the gender basis, right? It can even be benefiting to you on a knowledge basis, right? So when people say, for example, what does marriage bring to my life? What does marriage increase to me, right? I recognize they themselves might not view it like that because they hold a different value system to me, right? But it just depends on what you want to get out of life and what your reason for getting married is. If you're getting married purely on the basis, no, but one second, sister. If you're getting married, but I'll finish it quickly. I'll finish
This
quickly.
is very
But sister,
vague.
can
You're
I
not
just quickly wrap up?
Oh gosh, just 1 second.
Yeah, so if you're getting married purely on the basis of love and companionship, then I'd have to agree with the sister. There's not really much you can gain from that. However, if you're marrying out of responsibility or for religious reasons or for reasons such as you yourself need help, someone, that in of itself is different because love is only one aspect of marriage. You shouldn't marry nobody for love. That in of itself is not enough, right? You should marry someone of like mind. You should marry someone with similar value systems, similar morals, a similar upbringing. The way you view life and think, right, has to be one. It has to be a partnership. It's not two individual people
So
coming together.
that brings the question of that. Would you marry someone that you've got no respect for, but you got bare love for?
No, absolutely.
Would you marry someone that maybe you've not? 1 second, if I can just finish the question.
Why would you be with someone?
It'd be great if I could just finish the question.
Just 1 second.
Yeah, just going off on a tangent.
Right. The question was, would you marry someone who respects you, but there's no love? Would you have a marriage with respect, no love, or love and no respect?
Would you be
No love?
You can't love someone without respecting them in the first
So
place.
you would want respect.
Yeah, of course.
No, because
So we do understand that the main high value in a marriage or relationship is respect. So love comes way
No,
later.
you don't. If you don't have respect for me, you don't love me.
Arranged marriages.
Yeah, that it goes hand in hand for me. So if you
No,
don't
but
have
we're
respect, you
speaking
don't have
about arranged marriages.
Again, respect is
Bullshit.
subjective. What you might find respectful, someone else might not. What I'm trying to say is, when you want your level of respect, what you're doing is you're prioritizing respect before love. That's all I'm just trying to point out.
No, to me it goes hand in hand, mate.
So could you love someone that doesn't respect you?
What?
You have to, for you to have respect.
It's a very simple question. I don't know why is there the what. And
Why would you
all
be
I'm
around
asking
I only love people that
Can
respect
you
me.
love
Like, we're not
someone?
even
Give me
going,
time to
but
be
I know
honest.
what
Someone you
respect
don't
is,
respect.
so we wouldn't even get to that point of even engagement, let
Yeah,
alone marriage.
that's what, so isn't that answering the question then? That's saying that
But you won't even be in love with me. Like, how can
you can't
you?
love someone you don't respect.
Yeah, but we're talking about marriage. You wouldn't get to the marriage if you didn't have love.
If you didn't have the
It's like-
the foundation of the respect, so that's just an irrelevant.
It's like the brother mentioned above me that in different parts of the world people get married for different reasons. What I'm saying is, in a relationship,
Yeah, but we're in the
respect-
West.
If there's no respect, it won't run. But if
Yeah,
there's
but in the
respect
West-
and
Well,
no
that
love,
wouldn't
there's still a
apply
chance of
to
it
us.
running.
Unless
Yeah,
you're talking about
it's
arranged
not arranged
marriages, where you
Yeah.
don't know the person beforehand.
Yeah, I was
it
gonna
wouldn't
say, I
apply
feel
to
like
us.
you might be
Arranged
talking from a
marriages take place in
cultural
UK as well.
perspective.
Yeah, you're really coming off.
Just so I can clarify, guys, arranged marriages are not forced marriages. They're arranged.
Well, it's arranged for the person who didn't meet them on the street.
They can be. They can be. But it seems like in a lot
in the
of
place where a
hold on,
woman
hold
or a
on.
guy
It
has
seems
been-
like in a lot of arranged marriages, there's that lack of love. It's strictly respect.
Not
I'm not
really,
saying
but-
all, but many.
I've had an arranged marriage, 12 years of love, got 5 kids.
So do you love her or do you respect her?
Well, that makes sense.
No.
now.
Respect.
She's a
Yeah,
she's a
so
great
Okay,
mother.
that's
what you're
good
saying.
because as someone
She's a
said
great
previously, you
mother.
can't have
She's a
one
great
without the
wife.
other.
What's there not to respect about her?
No, we're saying for your situation and from your culture, fair enough. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's the benefit of your culture, that arranged marriage is more normalized. So that's not.
No,
But
no,
whereas
because why? If you even go on some African cultures, like for example the Somali brothers.
we're not in Africa, bruv. We're in England. So
No, I'm saying even the families that live here, even they have arrangements amongst families and stuff like that as well.
what a very small fraction though. It's not the majority, and generally
Obviously, we're not the majority in the
we're
country.
not going to meet a girl at the pub for an arranged marriage. So you get what I'm trying to say?
100%. Then that's going in the dating scene.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying, bruv. It's not very likely we're going to find a woman to have an arranged marriage with in the UK. So we're talking about a very small possibility there. I'm not trying to say it's not applicable in your culture and you've benefited from it. That's good.
Yeah,
But
bro,
it's not,
I totally
What's your
understand that.
understanding of arranged
applicable to the
marriage?
rest of us.
I totally understand that. All I was just trying to point out is that arranged marriages just don't always go for the negative either.
But what do people mean by arranged marriage?
It's just families. They know about a girl. They know about a guy. They're both single. They get them to meet. Let them sit and chat and know each other.
Drizzy, what do you mean by it?
Well, what he said, yeah, we know what an arranged marriage is, as in, yeah, people introduce someone to the other and then they go from there. But that's not my culture, so I can't really speak on it. But I'm just saying.
Isn't that what the dating apps do?
Anyway, so look. Anyway, so the original point was, for me, I don't see women benefiting from marriage. There is no incentive for women to get married. And I know men don't like hearing that, but with the current modern woman mind state of acquiring resources, that's the main incentive that women get married for. And most men, especially in this economy, are broke, so women ain't looking to marry them. That's what's happening.
I guess it comes down from the ideology you belong to as well. Because why? Marriage is a concept in itself. Is a religious concept. So now, if you're a God-believing person, whatever religion you come from,
Bro, we're in a secular country. We're not all religious here. Bro.
What I'm trying to explain is the concept of marriage within itself comes from religious sources.
Yeah, we know
that's
that.
why it was
We're not
introduced.
we're not devout.
But what I'm
religious
saying is
people
now,
here, bro.
this is what I'm trying. So someone who's not religious, obviously for them, marriage doesn't really mean anything. Obviously, I get that. But at the same time, for someone who is religious, marriage means giving a level of respect to the person and accepting them in front of God.
All right, cool, bro.
So it's a level of respect you're giving to the woman.
Right.
I agree. I believe marriage protects the society.
Well, we can believe what you want to believe, but it's not happening, is it? Women ain't marrying men because they're broke. That's what's happening. Because
Sorry,
they
I
don't
want to
see
know how the Pali love one. How does marriage protect society?
Well, for one, we won't have we won't have too many single mothers, which I do believe a lot of the cause of children, being misled, taking wrong role models comes down to single mothers.
No,
Because
not
a
really. My
mother,
parents are married, and I put my parents through hell, so no. Mostly my
well,
mum.
that might be your case, but
And that's a lot of cases. I know people that grew up with
No, but that's
dads
not
alone.
how that's not the that's not
Well, let's
what do you want the
ask the
single
women.
mother to do?
alright,
To
never
look
mind.
after a child or
People
to
need
go
to
and
educate
work?
themselves.
No, but
Pardon,
ask the
sorry?
women.
And who's the kid being raised by, the streets or the mother?
No, but the
Really?
single motherhood thing, the whole single motherhood arrangement thing,
Yeah.
it's like a long line
That's
of
why
issues.
I believe a lot of kids are becoming feminine as well,
But I
because they
don't
grew
think
up
it's just
around
based on something. There's a
a
lot of
woman rather
kids
than
that
having
come
a
There's
that
father
other
live
figure there.
with.
factors to single
I
motherhood.
think a
It's not
father figure
just
is very
one
important
thing.
for a child's development overall.
I grew up in a two-parent household, which was very toxic, because a lot of people that don't grow up in a two-parent household have this narrative that their life would have been better hadn't they had two parents, and that's not always the case. People need
That's
to
not
come
always
out.
the case either. I grew up with
Having a
my
father is very
parents all my
important, I
life. My
believe.
parents are still married, still together till this
You know what
day.
I feel like,
Hold
Pally,
on, one second,
you got,
Polly. I think
But
yes.
that's not always the case. There's a lot of people that, like, I always used to tell my mum, "You was better off being a single mum," because
no, but do you know
There's
what it is?
nothing wrong
I
with
would have
being
been
a
better off
single
living with my
mom.
dad, to be honest.
Yeah, but do you know when it comes to
But
Pally,
they were still together.
I agree to
my
some.
parents still go on like they're together.
Yeah.
Though. It's
But
always
I
been.
agree with Pally to some degree, but the wording is wrong. What I meant by this, right? A single mother can raise a good child. Nobody says single mothers raise bad children. Majority of them raise good children, right? However, when it comes to, let's just take the case of all parents are good. I do recognize two-parent households with bad parents, children could go a different way. But let's just, for argument's sake,
The
say
ones
good
getting
parents.
abused and that.
Yeah. A person who grew up with a single mother, right, depending on the case of gender basis, they tend to raise very, very good women, right? But when it comes to the issue of a man and a girl, right, there's a reason you need a man and a woman. a mum can't do what a dad can. A
Yeah,
dad
of
can't do
course.
what a mum can. So when you typically see
Yeah, of
people
course.
from two-parent households,
I'm
normal
certain all them
parents,
kind of
they
things have
tend to
been
come out
developed.
as more well-balanced individuals. Not saying that people from single-parent households can't be well-balanced individuals. They're just more likely that they're more grounded in reality, more well-balanced, in that sense of all things.
Yeah,
The
like when it
reason
comes to the
why this
gender, I
applies
know we're coming
to
off topic. When it comes to the
males.
gender-based type things, like a woman can't teach a boy to, to be a man and stuff like that. Yeah, this is where the fathers are, should be,
It's even for a girl as well, in a sense. Look, a woman can teach her son softness, kindness, how to treat
Yeah,
women.
how to treat a woman.
And from the other perspective, a father can
Mm.
teach his daughter what it is to be loved, what it is to be treated well,
Yeah.
respected. He can teach her
Get
independence.
married
So
for
Hold
stay
on,
at home.
hold
Opposite.
on.
It could be the opposite
Pochettino,
effect.
as a single mother who is raising two young men, I completely agree with that. Because you know what? Young boys need good
Need the dad.
male
Yeah,
role models. They
I
do.
yeah,
I could never take the place of their dad. I
yeah,
could never be that father figure to them. All I can be is a mother. Okay?
Yeah.
But where you have toxic parents, whether it's the mother or the father,
yeah,
that's what I'm going to say, toxic parents, sometimes it's better for them not to be in the life and for you to have a
yeah.
different person as a male role model. Like both my boys spend a lot of time with my brothers, so they can
And
learn
it's like
how
my
it is to be
parents.
men.
So
I guess they
Rich,
were
did you?
toxic towards the end. It was always about finances. My dad was a cheapskate. My mum was someone that used to spend a lot, and then I don't know that. So that's what I'm saying. It became really toxic. So it wasn't a healthy environment for me or my brother. So this is what I'm saying. A lot of people that grew up in single parents households, they have this narrative that if they had the other parent, that their life would have been better. You can't. We all have choices in life when we choose to grow up.
'Cause
Your
even
life is
in
not
my
determined by your
situation-
parents. You know what I mean?
So in my situation with my daughter, she didn't have a good relationship with her dad purely
Yeah.
because our relationship ended.
Yeah,
And he refused to put in any kind of effort to see her unless I was present.
yeah.
And then as time went on, and then she was able to get a phone and started to connect, because obviously his
Connect
mom
with
was
him. Yeah,
involved.
similar to me.
He
Yeah.
didn't want to make effort to go to meet his mom and things like that.
Okay.
And the minute she started like getting like communication with him via the phone, all he can say was bitter maybe over this, bitter maybe over that. He was telling her all sorts of things. My mum works in the court, so she was on the verge of getting an injunction against him to protect my daughter because he was just so like on her. But because my mum had rights over the visitation and things like that, she's the one that had to deal with it.
Yeah.
And he hated it. He hated it. He used to stand outside of the thing, threaten everyone, get angry and things like that. But I had to keep her away from that
Yeah, no, of
because it
course.
was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And then now that she's older, he spun it around and saying that it was me that neglected her, that neglected him spending time with her,
Yeah.
forgetting that she was actually there. She
Yeah.
actually remembers these things.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I always used to say.
Now that she's like 19, she's the one that's checking him and saying to
Yeah,
him,
no, of course. Like, no, I know. I remember who was there, like dad. Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah. And even when he forced me to go to court at 2 separate times and things like that, and he used to wait outside the court to try step up on me and things like that. Security guards had to separate us. Like, it was a proper situation. And all I wanted to do was to break up and just be by myself because he wasn't playing his part.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you know what else? Sorry to interject. Do you know what else I see people typically make a mistake with? When they hear someone say she's a single mother, that doesn't mean that child grew up fatherless. In a sense, where yes, there's single mothers that do it all alone, but there's also what they mean by single mothers is like the dad is still very actively in their life. They're just not together no more. And I feel like that's a key distinction people don't make.
Yeah, they call it solo moms now.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Like,
the
I
dad
feel like
isn't
people
healthy.
don't really, when they just hear, oh, my mum raised me. Yes, you spent the majority of the time with your mum, but your dad was still there, or your vice versa if you're with your dad, which is a majority of the time.
And that's another
your
thing
mum's
about
still there.
two-parent households as well. It's got to, because everyone's like, oh, I wish I had a dad or whatever like that. It's about having a healthy dad, because some people find out their dad later on in life, find out who
That's
he is,
true.
and then
That's
they end up being toxic, and then be like, okay, I see why you weren't around.
And one thing about me, yeah, I'm not staying with a man just because I have a child with him. Sorry.
That was my thing as well, and that's what his mom kept saying. His mom kept saying to give him time, No. When he tried to attack me and me and him had a fight in my house, that was it. That was the
Like,
ending.
it'd be their own mothers that'll be like, oh, my boy, he's still a little boy. Let him grow up a little bit.
Yeah, but he was a big 30-year-old man, and that's how she used to speak to him.
This is it.
And then when he turned around and went to smack her in her face, that's when she realized, oh, okay. And then she looked at me to help her. I was like, bitch, I'm going home. I'm not dealing with this nonsense. And then from there, I
Sorry,
was like, no, I can't do this.
Ayana, what do you mean by that comment? Of course she's gonna say that. What do you mean? Come off mute.
Why are you
Of course
defensive?
the mother's going to say that.
Huh?
I'm not on about the mother, but why are you so defensive?
No, I'm asking you, what do you mean by that?
I'm talking about the mother.
Which mother?
Yeah, but mums are defensive with their sons. They are.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
My friend's got a soon-to-be 21-year-old, and their relationship is.
I don't get when people are so
borderline-
hostile. Like, what is going
No,
on?
but do you know what? If you're up on the panel, like, it's okay
I
to
don't
come
want to
off mute.
interrupt. If I have
people-
a comment to make, that's what the comment section is for. I'm not going to interrupt someone's story. I'm listening.
Girl, if I'm asking for clarification and you get defensive about it, that's
No,
a
but
you
you're
problem.
very defensive. You jumped up.
If I
Come off
speak
mute.
like this,
Come off
if
mute.
I
What
speak
do you
like
mean
this,
by
it's
that?
because I
You
talk
know
like
what
this.
I
You
meant
know
by that.
nothing
If you
about
listen
me.
to the
That might be one of the
conversation, I was
reasons
listening
why
to
You know
men
nothing
and
about
when
me
I actually
respectfully.
sent that message.
Okay, so pipe down,
Please.
please.
microaggression between ladies. Do you think this is one of the reasons why?
Honestly,
Weird.
you know nothing about me.
Guys,
darling.
all right, take a breath. Take a breath. Okay, take a breath. That's
Thank
fine.
you, Lois. Ladies,
Let's
thank
focus.
you for speaking up. Regarding what's going on, this sometimes we can see this microaggression between females, right? Do you ladies think because of this might be one of the why the more than
He's
women
not
are
lying.
getting
It
there?
I think you have to change the topic, mate. I think you're gonna have to change it now.
No, see,
Kyle.
I do think that we as women are our biggest obstacles in life. Honestly.
I agree.
Listen,
can't
I
even
grew up
make
in a
comments.
house
If
with
you think I was
four
being an
sisters.
obstacle there, then
I had
cool,
four
whatever,
sisters
innit?
and a mother.
You were. You were very
and
defensive,
I
and we
spent
don't
most of
even
my
know which
time
one.
defending myself and going to my dad for protection. So
Calm down.
yeah, I don't
I
have a
don't
lot
know
of
you.
girlfriends till today.
Calm down.
I don't know you.
Should we get back to the topic?
We're all on the same
Can I,
side. I don't
can I,
understand
can I
what
answer
the...
that question? Yeah, sorry, go ahead, sister. No, go ahead. I apologize.
We need to even it out, mate. We need some more men in there.
Mm-hmm.
But as I was
Getting
saying,
too
I think
hostile.
when it comes to the
Sorry, go on,
microaggression,
Pastor.
no, sorry, thank you, sister.
You
When
pussy,
it comes to
but
the
you know.
when it comes to the microaggressions, I do notice it a lot amongst women, right? In the sense where I've heard a lot of women say to me, right, family members, friends, cousins, I just prefer to be friends with men, you know, in a sense where they say, oh, some sis, not all of them, not generalized, but like they're toxic. But then I don't think it's just the women either. I typically think about individual, right? We tend to, as a human beings, we tend to personalize things, so empathize. And I feel like a lot of people, it doesn't stem from a bad place, but when they hear certain things and it triggers them, instead of being able to separate it from it and think critically about what's being said and digest it, right, they tend to be on the defensive due to maybe experiences they've subjectively had. You know what I mean? And I feel like, especially being a woman, it's a lot more prevalent in a sense where being a woman of colors or whatever, women in general, you're going to be more likely than not to be prejudiced against more than a man. So I feel like that's why a lot of women tend to be microaggressive or be perceived as microaggressive, especially heard when a lot of people say, okay, women are aggressive or this and that when they get frustrated or so on and so forth. So that's just my take on it though.
Okay. Ooh. Rach, you got anything to say?
You asking me?
I'm online.
You want me to address the cattiness?
So, ladies, what
What you want
advice
to
would you
address?
give the young man,
Because I don't really care for it, to be honest.
regarding relationship?
Okay, I don't know how many of you are dating right now, but I'm currently dating, and one of the biggest things I see, okay, is most men that are on these dating apps, no matter what app you try, you got to really ask them, how single are you? Are you single and married? Are you single and still living with your ex?
You know?
Are you single and expecting a baby with somebody?
And you have to ask
What
them,
type
like,
of
is the
single
baby
are you?
on
And
the
even
way?
then,
Are you
99% of
aware
the
of the
time they will
baby?
lie.
Oh, you know, there was I don't know if it was a survey or something or an article where they say, well, it was on Tinder, because you know, like, it's like literally the worst platform. A lot of them are not single. Like 95% of, like, majority of people that are on Tinder.
Most married men are sat on Tinder.
Yeah, Tinder is literally the worst. Hinge has the best success rate so far. So if I was to date on that app, probably Hinge is probably the best. But then
You
now,
think? What makes you say that though?
I don't know. It's just known to be have the highest success rate of marriages. People get engaged on there a lot, so there is a better success rate. No, it's not saying you're guaranteed going to be married, but.
And you know what? You guys can ask me, because Z has been a friend of mine for a very, very long time. I'm so sick of these men and these dating sites that I've even considered arranged marriage.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
I personally like to meet people organically. Like, I do like when someone like,
That's
yo,
what
miss.
I said. That's what I said literally the other day.
What about, like, even in real life, organically, when men approach you, the most confident men tend to be the married ones because they have nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Have you noticed that? They're always married.
You know, one time actually on what app was I on? I don't remember the dating app. It was so long ago, and I met a guy. He was really lovely, really nice. Chatted for a good while. Finally met him. Decided, all right, yeah, let's make this official kind of stuff. Dating with intention. The whole goal is relationship. Talking about all of that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I'm at my friend's, I remember, because it was close to around like Christmassy times, and I got a phone call from a lady like asking me my name and things like that. And I'm like, but she's asking me a different name. So he had a whole different name. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're saying to me. Like, and I hung up my phone because what are you doing? So then she calls back. She kept calling back. My friend answered the phone, and obviously we're drunk, and she's drunk. She's just cussing up. Oh, bitch! So I see her, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's the problem in it? So then she sends me pictures, and that's when I realized it was the same man.
Oh wow!
It was the same man, and to make things worse, I'd met his mum.
Oh wow!
And I never knew he was pregnant. He was married with a pregnant wife. I think she was like a good 6 months pregnant, and they had like 2 kids.
Oh wow!
And they lived like out of London, but he had a flat in London. So I'd been to his place, all of them things. I'm checking because obviously you have to check for different. I'm checking.
Listen, it wasn't my ex, was it? Because no, I tell you, like, after like we separated, I found out that he'd been on every app going. Yeah, we broke up about 10 years ago.
No, I have not. I don't know.
Honestly, when I found out that he was on every app going, behaving as if he's single whilst he's a father of 2, I was like, bro.
Oh wow!
Like, who did I even marry?
Yeah. He was not.
Why are they always pregnant as well? The
so
women.
that's why I'm just like, you know what? Nah.
It's because I don't know. Okay, I think cheating and abuse go hand in hand. And if you look at it,
cheating and what?
Cheating and abuse go hand in hand in a way. Okay, and if you look at abuse, abuse increases by 7-fold when a woman is pregnant, or
It's
when
psychological as well, though. Abuse, not just physical.
That's the thing. He was angry that I even.
That's what I said, it
answered the
goes
phone
hand in
or
hand.
entertained her. He was angry that I believed her, and I even started asking questions.
Yeah,
That's how he started it. He's like, "Why would you believe some random person?"
None of those girls.
No, but even when I
and
sent
you
him the
know-
picture of him married with the woman, he was like, "Nah, that's not me."
Oh, do you know
You
what?
know-
It just sounds like a similar situation. Imagine.
I was just thinking of that, Z.
Yeah, I know. I don't mind because that one was
They
quite
all
funny.
talk off the same playbook. It's all the same playbook. It's so
No,
sad.
I honestly think
No,
it's the
listen
same
to
guy.
these.
Love. The way
We
you're
were so
describing him, I
baffled.
think it's the same guy, mate.
No, can I ask a question though? Do we feel like that statement is true about once a cheater, always a cheater?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. No,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Before I used to think, you could be
Yes.
before, but I think if it's
And I
same
see
you,
it.
it's likely to happen again. Yeah.
And
I
you
have
know
friends
what?
that are married to men
wait,
that do
wait.
it prolifically and have
So
multiple
no one-
children.
No one in this chat has cheated on their man.
Me?
No
I
one
wish I
in this chat.
did.
I would
Technically,
say
no.
apparently I have, because I was told this, but I weren't dating him. You weren't nothing serious.
You weren't there when you
I
were
was dealing
accused.
with every now and again. It weren't no dates. We never went on no dates and whatnot.
Oh.
But men seem to get confused when you're nice to them and you invite them. You have sexual fun every now and again. They get confused, even though I was very clear. We're not in a relationship.
Girls,
Well, I
okay.
got made to feel.
Entertaining other men.
Listen.
And you're there.
Potticino, one sec, Rach. Potticino said in the chat, what about the saying that women prefer married men or taker men? And I said to him, there's actually a study on this. And if you look it up, it's called matrix copying. It's a whole thing where some women, it's not all women, some women genuinely are more attracted to men who have already been chosen by another woman. It comes back to like this social validation and like desirability. And they think that because that woman's chosen him, that person becomes more like they've already been, you know, all the hard work's already been done with this guy. You know, she's gone and checked him out, I'm sure. You know, they trust this person's. So a lot of, not all, some women actually have a thing for that. So when you see, for example, like even like basketballers and stuff, women who only date basketballers or like footballers and things like that, they have the same kind of social validation thing going on. So you see it. And like, for example, if you ever hear a woman say, "Oh, my friend was with my husband or my partner," like it tends to come from that.
And I also think, you know, men that continuously cheat in every single one of their relationship are secretly just bisexual, at the very least.
Yeah, because it's like, why are you so hungry?
Nothing surprises me in this world.
Satisfaction with a woman.
You guys were all talking at once. I don't know.
Sorry, no, I'm saying that they can't seek satisfaction with a woman, so that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Nothing surprises me in this world.
Well, I don't think they can't seek satisfaction with a woman. The issue I'd argue is the complete opposite of them being GAY. They have poor impulse control. They let their nature control them. In the sense, if you look at the majority of these men, they tend to, be very. They also tend to have anger management a lot of the time. A lot of the men that cheat, they tend to be people that are not accountable in a sense where, if I was to point out some of your flaws, right, you wouldn't be taking accountability for that. So a lot of them are narcissistic. Plus, the saying is, as a religious person, if you're out here cheating on your wife, brother, I can't do business with you. I can't trust you. Like, I would never ever enter a business relationship with someone who's cheated, because
about that.
it shows a lack of integrity.
Never get into business with someone that cheats on their wife. But
Yeah, because it's a lack of integrity. If you're cheating on your partner, and there's a person,
imagine what you're going to do with your business partner. It's true.
So that's why marriage benefits men, because it's when they're married, a lot of the times they tend to get deals. They tend to be seen as trustworthy because they have a marriage and they're building that union. But with women, it's the opposite. When you're married, they're going to, you're going to have children, you're going to be a liability and things like that. So, yeah, I don't know.
I get you.
Also, married men live longer. Married women live shorter.
Of course.
Compared to single women. That's another reason why we women should not settle and get married.
But not even just married women, just daughters. Men who have daughters. Women who
do you know what I think the best relationships are? Like I've seen with my mum's friends, because my mum went through a lot of stress with my dad. Her friends that were in long-term relationships and they're probably still together now. And they never got married. It was just like civil partnership. These are
my
the
dad's
ones.
lovely. My mum hit the jackpot with my dad. My dad's lovely.
Because like a few people have said that it's like the relationship dynamic changed once they got married, when in fact you should be acting like boyfriend and girlfriend forever, really. Like you should be in love like that forever.
And I love those marriages where people are like, I still get butterflies. You know when you hear it, like I still get butterflies till this day. And I'm like,
yeah, my mum and dad, they've been together for like 45 years and they still do cheesy messages in the group chat as well. Like they don't have their own phone numbers.
So when you're dating now, do you seek what like your parents have then? Like, do you think like this is what I want this dynamic? Or do you set your own standards?
It would be good to have that dynamic, but because I know their relationship and how hard it was for them to actually create their relationship.
Yeah.
And like obviously speaking to them through the years, having been in relationships where we was engaged and things like that, I've found out a lot of things about their relationship, and they fought to be in their relationship. Being Rastafarian in the Caribbean, Christianity, all these kind of like fights that they had to do and things like that throughout their years. That's why they are who they are now, and that's why they kind of like feed off each other.
Yeah.
So realistically, I don't think I'll be able to find that. But someone that's similar to my dad is very hard to find.
Yeah.
Like, my dad's the type of man that would, because my mom's had cancer twice.
Yeah.
And both times he was the one, he sets his alarm to take her to the hospitals. He, even when I'm in hospital, it don't matter what time it is, he can come from work and he will say, what do you want to eat? And I'm like, I feel like soup, or I feel like whatever. He will make it or like collect it.
And that is a
It could be
testing time when
midnight
you've got
and he's
illness,
coming in that hospital. He will shove over the security guard if he has to. I've heard him before shouting at security, my daughter in here, I'm gonna kill away back for there. And he's running straight in, like he's pressing the buzzers and stuff. Yeah, so he's
No, you
very
do get your
determined.
those rare ones, and I know.
Yeah, and he's got 5 daughters, so he's
Yeah.
very determined. When it comes to
Yeah.
like anything to do with like our bodies, he was there when we had our children. Like my dad was in the room when he cried everything for his his grandkids and all that. He's a very hands-on granddad. Like he's very hands-on man. So he bakes, he does everything.
See, that's what a
if you
traditional
find
man
someone
is.
like that, I know it's
she
not
just summed up.
realistic.
That's it right there. She just summed up a traditional man.
My dad's a very like, but that's the thing though, when he speaks to me and things, because that's why, right, so my mom's very loud. She's very like, she works in the courts, she's a probation officer, she's very like hard-headed, very focused, very like work orientated. And then my dad's like the handyman, the carpenter.
Yeah.
He can build a house, he can build whatever, he
Yeah.
can take care of the householdy things, but they feed off each other. So sometimes my mom comes in, she's tired, my dad can cook. From when I was little, he's always been that man. So even my mom had twins, my little sisters are twins. The pregnancy was hard. I used to see him like rubbing her feet and like setting her bath and like doing things and running errands for her and stuff and carrying her around and them kind of stuff. So I grew up watching this man doing what he does. But then I would go to like his brother's houses and then my uncle's just sitting there spread out, arguing with my auntie, do this, do that, get me this, get me that. And my dad's like, boy, get up, man. What the fuck's wrong with you? You have 2 hands. And they cuss each other back and forth. So I grew
Why
up
do
in
you
an
think some
environment
men
where
are
it's
like
just
that?
different mixes of men. So
But do you
I
think
know
it's
it's
a
hard
lack
to
of
come by.
love?
Huh?
Rude. Do you think, for example, your uncle, the way he was dealing with his wife versus how your dad dealt with your mom, do you think it's a lack of love?
Yeah, that's the thing though. But that's why I'm saying, as I'm older now, speaking to them and like finding out about their relationships and how they all got together over the years, I can understand. Because even my auntie, when she got to a point where, because my cousins, they were young, they were like, they're older now, but when they got to about 15, 16, like after GCSEs, she divorced him straight away. She couldn't wait to divorce this man. Like it was, and that was probably about 5 years ago. And then he still refuses to kind of let her be. So when I'm hearing from my mum, he met her when she was really young and kind of kept her in the house. So she didn't train, she didn't learn nothing. She wasn't skilled in anything. And then that was in the Caribbean. And then when we came to England, she was able to train through having my cousins and then getting support and things like that through the job centre. And that's what helped her to then start working and then building her own little name and things like that. Because she didn't have a name. She didn't own nothing. She didn't have nothing. Everything was my uncle. So she didn't know how to drive. She didn't know anything. So as I'm older, I'm realizing, oh, that's why my auntie stayed with him. That's why she grew up with certain things. So when I'm like, because I used to be a very like outspoken child.
So it's more
me coming from my
circumstantial.
dad and seeing my dad doing certain things, and I'm going to their house and my uncle speaking to her reckless, I'm like, who are you talking to? And then my dad's like, no, don't say
So
nothing.
they just stayed together through circumstance, basically. It was just circumstance.
Yeah, I think she kind of like grit her teeth and just like, my kids are here for the betterment of my kids. I'm just gonna push on and kind of like deal with it. But the minute they finished their GCSEs, the last little girl, when she finished her GCSEs, that was it.
Yeah.
And then the minute she decided, all right, that was it, all of a sudden other kids started dropping out of the roadworks. My guy was helping himself to other women and shit.
Can
So
I ask
it
you a
was a
question,
huge,
sister? If
it
it's
was a
all
huge
right.
thing.
I hope you don't mind me asking. But your family, were you like established here? So like from the Windrush generation and previous, or like
No, I'm from
recent
Montserrat.
immigrants, like
We came here
second,
because
first
of a
generation?
volcano.
Pardon?
I came here because of a volcano in Montserrat.
Oh yeah. So then, in that sense, that makes sense because typically, what I see with a lot of immigrant parents, right, majority of us of immigrant descent, but particularly the second generation, right, is cohabitation out of necessity, because it's like they're thinking, yo, I'm in a foreign land. A lot of their accreditations and the university degrees, whatever they held, may not be accepted, or they need a certain level of training or re-education for them to do, which time they may not have.
We came here
So
about 25 years ago.
yeah, but a lot of parents, like if you see them now, for example, a lot of parents or people I grew up with, right, their parents now are educated and very well, but a lot of them held degrees. The issue is the mum didn't have the time away from the kids to take those courses to convert her accreditation, or the father, so on and so forth, right? Being a sole provider, working jobs like what, taxis, so on and so forth, right? So that in of itself is cohabitation out of necessity, where like they can't leave because you gotta think their family is not here. Majority of them immigrated together. So it's only down the line, once they finish GCSE, or like the youngest one is like year 11 or 6, from that they tend to separate once they've got accounts or house or whatever, and they've established themselves and 1 or 2 children have come out of uni. This is when they tend to divorce and pursue the things they wanted in life. That's my opinion though.
Yeah, that's fine. Yes, that's true. But with us, because we're British citizens, we was already British people when we came here, so we was already entitled to everything. So they already had like, they used their qualifications, which was equivalent because it's British. So they just literally went into work and just found properties.
Oh,
and
so
things.
it was the fact that your auntie got married young.
Yeah, I came here. I came here when I was 11, so they were already together when they came here.
Okay.
And they had kids my age, because I'm 40, so they had kids around my age. But then as soon as they came in the country, she was pregnant again. So it was literally, yeah. So she couldn't do anything. And then after the first boy, she was pregnant again with another girl. So he just kept, yeah, it was a move. It was a move on his behalf. Because I reckon when we come to this country, a lot of my other aunties kind of like broke off and wanted to do their own thing because they can get educated here. It's a lot more freedom. It's England, isn't it? You're in England. You're not in a small island where you have to rely on this man and you can't go somewhere. So when they came here, it was more freedom. England was offering them different opportunities and things like that. So a lot of my family's big. Okay, we've got on my dad's side, there's like 16 brothers and sisters, and then my mum's side there's 9. So my mum's side, they're all married, still together. My dad's side is a little bit more different. They're all a bit more like sporadic. They're a bit more sporadic. But a lot of the women them that came up here on that side, because they weren't like educational orientated and things like that, they didn't have the opportunities, they didn't have the money. My mom's side was more wealthier. They could afford education, they could afford all them kind of things. So a lot of the women on my mom's side were more established and they chose their husbands. But I think on my dad's side, it was more,
well, they got married when
it's more like necessity. Like you said, they got together, they were in the same kind of regions, and they kind of like met each other and kind of like built up. But then because of the tragedy in my island, they ended up having to come here.
That's
and they were
Montserrat,
kind of stuck together.
Correct?
Sorry?
Is Montserrat correct? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Montserrat, yeah. And because of the tragedy, I think coming to England is what changed the whole dynamic. And then it's now, we're kind of stuck in a whole foreign country, like, and I'm stuck with this person. And you have opportunities, you have this, but then, yeah, it was a lot. I think it was just the change of environments, the reality of what could be and they just chose different. That shows different. But with the aunties them that I have that had older children, they stepped straight away. They went to the job centre and they got separate properties and they separated from my uncles and went their own way. But the ones that had younger children, they stuck with them and rode it out until they were old
I've
enough.
seen the opposite as well, though, where parents don't really get along when they're a bit younger and they've got younger kids, and like the mom's busy with the children, the dad might be working, they might not get along, but then by the time the kids have grown up, it's like their patience kind of paid off because they both see each other's value a little bit, so they tend to lost as well. And so I've seen that kind of dynamic as well.
Yeah.
Would you guys say then, from my perspective, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think love is something that can be manufactured. Reason being, if I was to put you in a room, someone you didn't find attractive, someone that you never have spoke to in your life, and you know you had to spend, let's say, 2 years with that person in a room, it's impossible for you to hate someone like that. So I personally believe people shouldn't, like, I feel like the issue is people just get married for love. This is the problem. Love, a lot of them, it's not even love, it's just pure lust, which is why the relationship,
All right, well, I agree and I disagree, because I feel there's different types. I think you can love people in different ways, and if you're like, say you're stuck on an island with someone, you just kind of have to like put up with it because this is the person that you're with in it. And I wouldn't necessarily say it's love. You kind of grow into like or tolerance or whatever the case may be. But when it's someone that you choose, where you're actively working at it and you're growing to know this person for who they are, and they're putting in the effort to know you for who you are, and you appreciate that and you show your appreciation and things like that, I think that will be genuine. I think that's more genuine when you wake up and you think, oh, I wonder what they're doing. I wonder how they are, if they've eaten, are they well? Them type of things is what love is to me. That's what I feel.
I agree with you on that one. I think love, it's not just a feeling, it's something that grows. Like, it's a combination of love. It's a combination of understanding, respecting, knowing and caring. Does that make sense?
See, I'd like to disagree with that, because you can love an animal and the animal might not necessarily love you back.
No, because the way I'm seeing it is I'm married. But it was
about human beings.
Yeah, but I mean just love in general. Like there's different forms of love, isn't there?
But that could be the same as children. You love them,
Yeah.
little terrorists, but they belong to you. They have a choice. They're little terrorists. They need the most.
Yeah.
I'm to a 7-year-old.
Yeah, when it's someone that you choose, it's different. You choose to be with that person. You can choose to not be with them, innit? You're putting in the effort to stay connected to this person. That's different.
But it is. It's a two-way street. Is love. You
Yeah.
can't have a relationship that's one-sided.
Yeah,
And
it's different. If it's a stranger, it's different. You're putting in effort to know this person that used to be a stranger.
Yeah.
If it's an animal, you bought the animal, you're looking after it, it's your pet, you cherish it, you look after it.
But then
If it's a
even
relationship,
animals-
you're choosing another strange person.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it's
then
different.
even animals have a way to show love back again.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So it's a relationship with love. I don't think it's a feeling as such. It's a relationship.
Yeah, it grows and it builds and it can be lost and it could be, it could be broken, it could be torn apart, it can be changed, it can do different things.
Yeah, it's a combination. Like, one of the main things in love is trust. If that, so if one, it's like links, the trust, the understanding, the care. If one thing fails, it affects that love.
Yeah. But that's the thing that I feel a lot of people have different sense of what love is, and they kind of run with like surface level kind of like, because I speak to different, even on TikTok and things like that, I speak to different people, and sometimes the way they describe, like, oh, it's just someone, I don't really care for them like that, and oh, I don't, and I'm like, but then you don't love them, and they're like, yeah, I do. But if you don't care what they're doing today, that's not love though. I'm like, what? I'm like, it doesn't make sense. If you don't want to check up on a person, you don't care about what they're doing, when they call you, it's annoying. But then you're still in the same breath, you're going, oh, but I love them. Try and make time for them. I'm like, that's a bit weird. I was like, you need to address that.
You need to address that. You see, I'm from the South Asian community, and I think a lot of people see what they see on like social media, in films and stuff, and that's what they portray as love. But it's not. To me, that's not love. It's a film. It's a drama. Love isn't expecting gifts every day and all this sort
Exactly.
of flower fields and all this malarkey. It's like when you're away from each other, it's thinking about that other person. Like I'm married. I had a completely arranged marriage, to be honest. But do you know what I mean? It's like, has he eaten? Is he all right? Like if he goes to work with a sniffle, I'll message him. Are you okay? Have I got enough medication for him at home? It's just, yeah.
Just the little things, yeah.
You said your marriage is arranged. Did you
Yeah.
did you fall in love in time? Like, would you say the love grew?
The love definitely grew. Yeah. When with me it was a choice arranged marriage, if that makes sense. My mum and my brother always said, if it's not going to work out, there is a U-turn. The door's always open. It weren't just a case of off you go. And I had the choice to say yes or no. And this guy's picture came in. It was like a dating site. Heard a lot about him. And he's got the kindest eyes ever. The way that he treats his mum, his sister, it spoke volumes to me. So we got married. Yeah, we got married. We had a huge discussion about what we expect from, not even what we expect from each other, but it was sort of dating for the first few months or so, and then next thing I know, I'm always constantly thinking about him, and I've been married 8 years.
That's so sweet. Would you say that the goggles, because you weren't wearing the goggles to begin with, you know how a lot of people fall into lust first? You obviously weren't under that, spell to begin with. So you would have been able to put in boundaries directly in place before you allowed, the feelings to come in. Yeah. I don't know, it's interesting.
I think the thing with me is that my mum's always been a very independent person. I was raised. My dad, he buggered off when I was 11, and it was a funny one because my mum always raised us to stand on our own 2 feet. So I never walked into this marriage with expectations as such, but I knew my boundaries. I knew my foundation. I knew what I was capable of. Does that make sense? So I never put expectations on him that you need to do this for me, you need to do that. I never expected stuff. But the only thing that I had was, I don't want money spent on me. That to me isn't what love is. I want time. And that was it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But that's the thing though, a lot of men do lead with money. Because even I went on a date, I think that was like one of the last dates I went on as well. Speaking to him on the phone, he was such a nice guy, very sweet, very like educated, hard worker. He had a child. He had like a weird relationship with his ex, but we was gonna discuss that. Went on a date with him. As soon as we went on a date, all he could talk about was, he wanted to drive his Jaguar here so he can show me it, but he couldn't because his mum was borrowing it.
That's so cute.
And I'm just looking at him like, okay. And he's just like, don't worry about it. I've got this. You can order yourself another cocktail if you want. I don't mind. I'll pay for it. And all of that was just so like, ugh, and just cringe. And I'm like, who was I speaking to on the phone?
But there's that. Like, what? Rouge, there's that. And then there's like gift giving. So like, for example, some men will give gifts and not really brag, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
And like some women are what's that, these love languages, like they're like gifts. So it works for some people, whereas some people prefer time.
I don't know the love language thing. I'm 40, mate. I don't.
You see, my love language is touch and acts of service. So like, I love cooking for him. I love sort of like when he gets back from work, like even though I work full time as well, having dinner set on the table for him, making sure his clothes are nicely ironed, I don't give a shit about my own clothes. He's got to look good. Yeah.
Don't forget about yourself. What?
See, but things like that, say that because you're married and you do things like that, there's men who you're dating who expect things like that.
Yeah.
And
It's
sometimes I've
funny
said
'cause
to
it's
men,
like,
like, but we're not even like established boyfriend and girlfriends properly. Like, calm down. Like, why am I just gonna? It's just very, it's very
it was
weird.
so funny. It was so funny. The first time we got married, like when we newly got married, we got married in Alicante, Spain, and we were going to go explore. Because I love history, and he loves history as well. And it was you know, like when you get to know each other a little bit, and you're sort of learning as you go along. And we were on the. If anyone knows Alicante, there's that famous walkway, isn't there? And there was a store, and it was full of reggae. Like, it had vinyls, it had the gold, it had the wooden jewelry, it had the beanie hat, it had the dreadlocks, it had the crushes, it had everything. And I was in absolute awe. And I remember just walking up to it, and next thing I know, I've got a black little bag in my hand with no studs and all sorts. And he's just looking at me going, "Do you know what all this stuff is?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know what this is, you know." Like, and I'm handing, you know, like my own money. I'm handing it over. He goes, "That's my job." I went, "No." I went, "No. I'm enjoying it. This is my thing. I went, I'm buying it for myself. You can pay for it. You know that. You can pay for food." So yeah, we sort of established each other in that way. And then I remember he just unzipped his hoodie. He unzipped his hoodie and he had a Bob Marley top, and I was like, "Okay." But yeah, wow.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy for you. I love love. That's the thing, though. When I have my friends and things like that, I love love.
Yeah.
I'm a big advocate for love. So, yeah, I'm happy.
It takes a lot, though. It takes a lot. Like,
Oh,
don't get me
yeah.
wrong. Yeah, but he's
I'm
never giving
sure.
up. Yeah, he's never giving up. Like, there's times where I could literally knock his head off and sort of, yeah. But then he'll do something. It's like, oh, I'm back there again.
So what did everyone
That's
think
good.
of the
That means your
prompt?
relationship has good understanding and good communication. So that's good.
Yeah.
The prompt. What did everyone think?
I think
Modern
the reason
women
why a lot of women aren't getting married anymore is because, and I do apologise, guys, and I'm not painting every guy with the same paintbrush, but I don't think men are being men anymore. You know that as a woman, you look for protection, you look for providence, you want someone who, at the end of an evening, you can go rant and rave to. Someone who's going to keep you protected, someone who's going to keep all your secrets in. I don't think there's a lot of men that do that nowadays. And I think that's one of the many reasons why women aren't getting married no more. And I think the other thing is we can stand on our own 2 feet. The protection, the providing we expect from men, a lot of women are already doing it. So when they're getting knocked down by other men, like when men are coming home and going, "Oh, so tired," but when you've got a woman who's working full time, looking after the house, doing all that, does she really need another person to look after her as well?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I think.
Yeah, it's understandable. And a lot of the time as well, we've had because even though my parents were together and things like that, my dad's always been like the one to say to me, like, "Oh, make sure you deal with this kind of man, and make sure you do this, and make sure you don't deal with this," and things like that. And when we're in like certain environments, because I've been to clubs with my dad, I've been raving with my dad, like we go out, we're Caribbean people in it, we go carnival. I've been out with him like times before.
Is
He's
there
had to like.
anyone, Rouge, do you want to get married? Like, is there anyone on the planet who doesn't, in terms of women?
Me, no, it's not something that I'm planning to do. No, it's not. It's not something that I'm actively seeking out. No.
Would you ever see yourself getting married? Not currently, like clearly currently you're not in that headspace, but would you ever see yourself in a marriage?
Hand on heart, no. I wouldn't see myself
Okay.
married.
What are your
But
reasons?
after speaking to my
Yeah.
sisters, they tell me that I need to stop saying that because I never know what might happen in the future. But me, myself, because with relationships, to me, and the way I care about relationships and the way I see relationships, you have to put a lot of effort into it and you have to work at it. And a lot of the times, guys them that I meet aren't willing to do that. Because even recently,
So have you
I was talking
accepted
to a guy and I had to like say to him, you're not putting, he messaged me because I've blocked him on my phone. And I was like, but you're not putting in no effort. And he
But
was just,
have you accepted it because of the type of men that you meet?
no, I've accepted not being in a relationship because of the amount of work you have to put into it, and the reciprocation dies after a little while. Like you might date someone for like a year or two, and after like a year he starts like weaning down. Like it's not the same. You ask him questions, it's always like, oh, what's the issue? And it's always you being the problem. And I've met too many relationships like that, and I'm just not at the place where I want to put in that work to do that. To then, no. I'm not at a point right now to be doing that.
Right. So like maybe it's your perception of what relationships are like.
No, like I said, I've seen many different relationships and things like that. But for me to put in the work that needs to, I would have to meet someone willing to meet me at the same spot. And so far, the men that I do, when I'm not at the point where I want to date at the moment anyways, but when I do meet someone, he has to be able to meet me on a level where he's showing interest like I'm showing interest. And if that's not the case, I'm not even going to take it any further.
Right, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm meeting. A lot of men, they want you to do the work. Like even recently I'm messaging a guy, he wants me to plan the dates and he wants me to do, like, it's always me. He wants to come to my house. No, it's too much. And I'm meeting a lot of guys like that, especially when they find out that I have a flat by myself and I'm established and things like that. Then all of a sudden it's, oh, well, I can come on Netflix and chill. Like all of a sudden the conversation switched to completely different things. And I spend too much of my time going, no, we're not going to be doing that. No.
Roj, you know what?
I think maybe
another subject.
yeah.
Tomorrow on Wednesday, I'm going to come up, matchmaking. So maybe if you see a
No.
No.
I love the way
I'm
you
already
just
on TikTok. You should see my inbox, okay? No, thank you. No.
All right. But I'm
You
gonna
see,
do
I'm a married woman, and you see, honest to God, these men do not leave you alone.
They don't.
They don't.
No. I've been invited to enough. Is someone snoring?
It does sound it, doesn't it?
It does. No, it sounds like a machine or something in the background, I think.
No, it definitely sounds like snoring.
Right there, let's all go mute.
Let me switch my laptop off, but I don't think it's my laptop. So
No,
I
that's not the sound of a laptop. Laptops is a more whirring sound. It's a proper snoring sound.
Well, thank you, Libna. Yeah, it's
I can't hear
interesting.
myself.
But I do agree, Reed. I think, like, I'm Muslim, so, like, I would have to get married in order to have a family. So, but I see what you mean by, like, the caliber of men that we're choosing from these days. It's not up to standards.
I just think that men are now in their divine feminine energy, and I will stand by that.
They are. A lot of men are, and I think that's the reason why a lot of women nowadays are tired and they can't be bothered, because women are now having to touch into their masculine energy. And
I think
I've
part of
met
the
some
problem
good
is
men, but I
also
always find something wrong with them, and it's not necessarily that they're, that they expect anything from me. It could just be like a compatibility thing. It could just be that they talk too much. It could just be like little things like that I just can't deal with.
And men love to argue. What is up with the argument? I've been around men so many years, like established men that can build houses, men. And they don't argue with women. You don't even get that essence where you want to argue with him. Like, it's, you talk, you reason, and you get that comfort of he understands and you're okay, like you can move on.
Mm.
But it's very rare to find men like that where you feel like, I don't know, you have like an essence. I don't really know what to say. Like when you're around a man that makes you feel comfortable, like makes you feel like you're a lady, like makes you blush. Like them, it's very rare to find those kind of men. I don't know.
I also think it's partly because a lot of men go through trauma, whether it's in their early teens or late teens or early manhood or whatever. They don't deal with it. And then because of all that trauma, they become the way that they become. Like even if we look at the current case going around, like I'm sure all of you have heard of Kira Cousins by now.
No, I'm sorry, I'm not really a social
What?
media girl.
You've not heard of
Stop.
Kira Cousins, bro?
Have you not heard of Kira Cousins?
What are they?
Like that boy?
Is it a man or a woman? I don't know.
A girl. Let her know what happens.
No, Ayana, let you explain, please.
Oh, okay. I don't even know where to start. So she's a girl, Scottish girl. And what she did was she was dating a guy for about a month. Then she got pregnant. She had a baby shower and everything. Then she had the baby. And then come to find out everything was a lie. And even like the baby was a fake reborn doll. And she'd had everybody, including her own family.
Yeah, she did like an AI belly movement and all sorts. She did fake scans, but she really, really went to town with it. Yeah.
First, she told this guy.
I think I saw a TikTok, some kind of post, something like that. And I was just like, what in the
So this
world?
girl first told this guy that whether he wants or not, because he didn't want her to have the baby, he kept asking her to get an AB because they were just getting to know each other at that point. And he's really young. I think he's like 18 or 19. Okay. He was then coming to terms with the fact that they're having a baby. Then he had to come to facts that she wouldn't let him be around the baby. Then he had to come to terms that the baby was had passed away. Then he had to come to terms that the baby never existed. Like, bro, that's a mind fuckery. If anything, can you actually imagine what he's going to be like in relationships, say 10, 15 years down the line?
They're going to get...
She went in the head.
But there's a lot of women that are doing this sort of stuff that what happens is both men and women are perpetrators of this, where they cause damage in an individual. That individual goes and takes that damage further down the line with them. A lot of us women, we will talk about our feelings and our emotions with our friends. We will work through that. But men don't really tend to do that, do they?
It's true though, Rach, because I was starting to talk to this guy. Remember the one I mentioned earlier about Luton? And all he could talk about what his ex put him through. And it was such a turn off because it's like, you have to deal with your shit before you come into try and start a relationship. And he was dead serious. He's like, I really want a relationship with you and that. But it just got too much because it's like, you're not even healed yet. Like, you're just going on about how your ex did this and did that to you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
cool. And I thought, okay, maybe that's something we could bond over and shit. But then it was just, no, man. It was just, he just kept.
But then even down to like, I just wanted to ask a question as well. If, with men, when it comes to like, relationships, say like with me, for instance, I see my mom and dad's relationship and I would like to meet a guy that kind of symbolizes how my dad
relationship
my
should
mom.
be,
Like, how they communicated, how they grew, like their relationship kind of thing. Yeah. But when it comes to men, do you feel that they see their mom doing and being like hard and pushing through and whatnot, and just expect that from us?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys that I dated, they do look for a mother figure in me. And do you know what? This is what I need to start vetting and start really knowing their background, because I feel like a lot of men are I've dated a lot of unhealed men, and I know sometimes you could only know like eventually down the line, but I think I need to start doing some CBR checks or something, man, because just getting up.
Maybe it's subconscious though, Rouge, as well. Maybe
Yeah, I think it's an energy
Hi
thing as
guys,
well.
I'm so sorry to
Yeah.
put in.
I
I've just
didn't-
got to find my wire for my headset because I can't hear anything properly through there. So don't drop me. I'll be about 60 seconds. Just in case you see.
Yeah,
that.
no worries.
I was just gonna say, one sec, babe. I was just gonna say to Rouge, I do think it's subconscious because for me, for example, my dad was a soldier. Like when he was very young, like he had to fight He's, you know, he had to fight. Anyways, when obviously we were born, he was already in the West for a couple of years, and the way like I've seen my dad, he's not very talkative at all, and he's not like he's very much like quiet, chilled, laid back, but he's more like you'll see things through his action. Like he'll show you you know, the love through his actions. He'll do things for you, but he's never one to sit you down and say I love you, or you know, this and this. And does that make sense? He'll
Very
just
macho, yeah. My dad's very chill. My dad's Rastafarian.
So when I
so
meet
it's very chill.
talkative men, it's almost a put off. It's really weird, but that was subconscious. It's something that I had to realize afterwards. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, yeah.
No, that does make sense because I was brought up in a single, parent household. But from what I remember from my dad, he was a very chauvinistic dick. So I remember, I shouldn't say that, not my own dad, I do apologise. So I remember like when I got married and my husband ironed his own shirt, I thought I had failed as a wife. It took a lot to understand that 1 minute men can do this. So I think that's the same with, I think it's the same with men where they see their moms doing stuff and expect their future wives to do it when we see our fathers get that from men.
Yeah. So that nature versus nurture kind of, that's the
Nature versus nature. But I think with women, we talk about it a lot, whereas men, they don't. Men, let's be honest, the support for men's mental health is very.
You can only address
that.
it.
Sorry, I saw a video recently as well talking about that. A guy, he sat his friends down, and he was trying to prove that men don't listen to their friends and don't actually know their friends. And he sat down his best friend and said to him, I recently broke up with someone. It was very devastating. I had to move the whole state. What was her name? The three guys then that were sitting in front of her, one giggled. The other one said, I didn't even know you had a girlfriend. And then the other one was just looking at the other two like, what are you saying to me?
Wow.
And they were his best friends. They went to school together, apparently. One of them actually helped him move. And they had no idea why he moved. They've met the girl, and at the caption, he said they've met her multiple times. They moved in together. They were living together for a good few years. And they had no idea what her name was. They didn't have any idea that they were nothing. They had no information about him. But they were present throughout the whole thing.
Wow. I used to actually work with DV victims, men included. And I remember one time where this guy came in and he was talking. This guy had been in my care for about 8 months at this point. And he's just started opening up about his experience as a DV victim. And he brought a mate in. He brought a mate in to support him. You will not believe what that mate did. He sat there and he laughed and he giggled because he was describing a lot of the stuff.
That's disgusting.
And he said, honestly, God, he would wake up to this woman performing stuff on him. It was the things that he experienced were vile. And this guy just sat there and he went, I wish I could get a woman like that. Yeah.
Wow. There's so much stigma. I think it's getting better, but there's a lot of stigma around men's health, mental health. And it's still there. We are getting better now, but it's still there. Like it still exists.
It's around men. It's other men.
Yeah.
It's these, what do you call them? Alpha male.
Alpha male, yeah.
It's these ones that think they're men's men.
Because I know this is going to be a bit like just playing devil's advocate. Do you think that men actually prefer to be like that than to be? Because you're not. Because you got to remember, we're women, so we're more expressive.
Hold on.
By nature.
Wild nations.
Unable to meet him.
Hey.
Just
why are you coming to interrupt the group?
I know.
Yeah, like what I was saying, do you think that maybe, because like for us, obviously we express ourselves, we're very emotional beings, etc. Do you think for men, they actually prefer to be that way, and that as women, sometimes we pressure them to be a little bit more, expressive emotionally? Just
Yeah,
playing devil's
maybe.
advocate.
Yeah, no, it's a good point, to be fair. A really good point.
I don't know. I think it's a toxic masculinity that we have passed down through generation after generation after generation, where we have told young boys that, you know, don't cry, don't be a little girl, don't cry like a little girl,
Don't let them play with boy toys, do that to them. But see, I think, I don't know, is it going to cause bad mental health for those kids as they get older? Or,
And
you know, if
something,
they've not been able to do something they want just because they're a boy?
I think
but
so.
Something that was problematic that I've had to address with quite a few people over my years when I work with children. When they mention, oh, when a boy's being rude to you or being like bad to you, or he likes you secretly.
Yeah.
I've had to address that a few times because no, we're not about to do that. We're not about to bring up little girls believing that if a boy was to push you over or hit you means he likes you.
Oh, good point. My mum used to say that to me if I'd got pushed over in the playground or something and it was by a boy. She'd always go, oh, it's because they fancy you. And I was only in primary school when that started.
Yeah. No, I refuse. I work in nurseries and things like that. No. Even my friends, my sisters, anyone I see doing that, I'm stopping it straight away. We're not about to do that.
That was my background. Childcare was my background. I was an early years practitioner.
Oh, I'm an early years practitioner.
Oh my god, it is so rewarding. It really is.
It is. It's lovely. They're little terrorists, but I love them to bits.
Oh no, I couldn't do it anymore. Can I just go off what Rach said earlier?
I became a mum.
So what did you say, Luke? Nah.
No, I'm just saying to Rouge, once I became a mum, I couldn't do it anymore because of the area that I was working in. They had a lot of situations where, and you'll understand, where as an early years practitioner, once it gets to social workers, there's not much you can do after. And once I became a mum, I don't know, it just opened this whole different side. And yeah, I couldn't do it. I once saw a child come in with nits as big as ants, and I couldn't do it. After that, I was like, why are parents behaving like this? Why can't they not? Yeah. So honestly, God, big hearts out to you for doing the job that you are doing. I love you for it.
My little one's at nursery now as well.
Who's Mo 7 Meds? Has they said anything?
No,
the Mo 7 Meds, they've been up for a while. They haven't said
Mo
nothing.
7 Meds.
Mohammed is currently in Gaza, guys.
Oh right. Oh yeah, I know Mohammed. I'm friends with him on here. Hi Mohammed.
Oh okay.
I'm not very good at saying it in the words in Muslims use, so I don't use it in case I get it wrong and it seems disrespectful. In case you wonder why I'm not saying that.
I don't know how I just said it.
You said Mo 7 Med, but I think the 7 is like an expression of the hat in Arabic. So if you ever see like a 7, it could be that it's the hat. But yeah, what was I going to say? I think Rach, I wanted to respond to you earlier what you said about the the social kind of what's been discouraged for young boys growing up, like, oh, dust yourself off or don't cry and things like that. There is that where we encourage, unfortunately, as a society, for kids who haven't even developed hormones or emotions yet, not to express themselves. So I completely understand that side. But there is also like apparently a biological side when it comes to the hormones, and then also the brain differences. There's been studies done.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I didn't know that side. I'm going to look into that later.
So there's actual studies
in my
done
field,
where
early years development, we do learn this in early years development, their brain structure and what you do with them each year throughout their like growing stages.
Yeah.
How it affects their brain through play and how you set up the environment and what you should do and things like that. So even like when the adults, say like the ladies were in the room and we're trying to have a discussion or something's like come up where we're like kind of heightened, we can't show that expression on our faces.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean? So we kind of like, even the way we carry ourselves and how we enter the room and how we greet each other, it has to be like kind of like a show so the kids then mirror it.
Yeah, this has got to say... go on, carry on.
That when you say things, because I was on a panel once and the guy was like, he something to do with his relationship and whatnot. He had like two sons and a daughter, but he believed in like polyamorous relationships, and he doesn't want his daughter to do that, but he wants his son to. He isn't in a polyamorous relationship because he can't afford it, but he would like his sons to do it. So I said, but by you showing your sons that it's acceptable, she could then grow to think that it's fine, and she would then do it. And he was like, oh, he'll disown her. And I'm like, but it's something that you would teach. They wouldn't know it by you saying, no, don't do that. It would have to be
you've actually said,
the psychology behind that is crazy as well, because think about it, he's obviously valuing the same women that are happy to be in polyamorous relationships, so at the same time he's with those women that he devalues because they've chosen to live that lifestyle, but doesn't value it for his daughter. It's interesting.
Yeah, but I said to him, so what if your daughter came to you and said, this is Adam, this is Jordan, and we're going to have a relationship together? He was just like, oh, well, I'll just abandon her. She won't even, I won't acknowledge her. I went,
you know what, oh, sorry. You know what you were saying about the school, and you had to almost like set it up for them to mimic? I did a small stint in a nursery about 12 years ago because I was going to do children's nursing, and like somebody's already said on here, it really wasn't for me. I was like, hell no, get me out of here. But anyway, they used to say, like, we knew there was one particular boy, we knew that his mum and dad had an argument because he would be saying stuff, smashing things around in the toy kitchen, pick up the phone, I told you not to ring me, and all of this. But I don't know if you've watched that Channel 4 documentary. It was out, gosh, it must be about 10 years now, the life of a 4-year-old, and they go into the nursery and they record, and it is really, really funny because they literally mimic what you do, don't they?
Oh yeah, that's what we say to parents. So a lot of the times when I have like discussions with parents and things like that, we have to say to them, mom and dad, can you not do X, Y, and Z because we know this and we know that, and we've heard that, and oh, congratulations, mum, and things like that. So this is a lot of the conversation we're having with the parents. So even when they come in and you can see mum and dad's a bit like on their little, I don't know, they seem a bit edgy, we'll like pull them to the side, do you want to have a cup of tea, do you want to have a little breather, whatever, and then we will have the children, and so we always say to the parents that the kids can hear, and they can feed off your emotions, they feed off your energy, and you might not be like, oh, at heads with each other, but the pure fact that you're not engaging like you used to engage with each other on a regular basis, the kids will see it, and they will pick up on it, and they will come to nursery, and they will come in and they will go, oh, mommy and daddy's not very happy with each other today, and I don't know why, and they're just sitting there and they're just moaning about it, and they have no idea why, but they know something's wrong.
Yeah, they pick up on the vibe, don't they?
Yeah, and then they start crying or they get upset about it and things like that. And we're at nursery consoling this child over, like, I don't know, mum and dad probably, dad probably spilled something, or I don't know, messed up the sink or something. Mom's a bit angry, but because the child don't know, they just see that like intense like standoff or whatever, and then they make this big thing in their head come into nursery, and that's affected the whole day in nursery. So I have to tell a lot of parents to be mindful and keep things separate.
Although, see, my youngest goes to nursery, and it's brought her, like, her eating, because she wasn't very social before, all of that, like, social skills, working as a team, like, she's literally done really well.
We plan it. We plan the day. We plan the children who play together. We observe who plays together, who doesn't play together, and we put them together. So say if one more gravitates to another, tomorrow you'd be with somebody different. And then we make sure that when we have reading groups, we sit them together, we get them to interact, have different play sessions and things like that. And we swap out the kids so everyone gets a chance to interact with each other.
Yeah, see, that's what I think. That's very similar to my daughter, and she was so antisocial. But since going to this nursery, like, she'll wave at people, she won't cry when people come near her. She's so much better for it. She can remember her friends' names. Like, she's come on so much.
That means you found a good ethos.
Yeah.
How old is your little one, Sam?
My littlest one, she is 19 months.
I do
Technically one and a bit,
address
1.5.
something, guys. Just 1 second. I do want to address something. Finally, I don't understand why you keep messaging Mohammed in regards to what's going on in Sudan. We do understand that there is a ply there, but why are you kind of coming at Mohammed like that? That's not fair and it's not right. It's not the discussion we're having. Don't do that.
Yeah, Mohammed, don't, if he asks you to set up bank details, don't send them, because I very nearly got tricked. So you know that Annie, who's a well-known protester that's been arrested a few times in London? I follow her because when she does her gifting lives, I'll join. And I thought that's strange. Why would she inbox me when she's got like 30,000 followers? Anyway, I nearly fell for it until whoever it was said, right, I've got a lucrative money making deal that I'm giving to people. I was like, hell no, that's fake. And then I blocked it, and when I went on her page, it literally said, this is a fake account, don't give it any money, and she'd written it on there. So I knew that they were like fraudsters. So yeah, Mohammed, be careful, because you might get people that are a bit dodgy from our side as well. You know how we say we have to verify people? Like, I feel like it works both ways at the moment.
Yeah, sure. Very true. Very true.
Can I just, sorry, I'm so sorry, guys. Can I just bring the conversation back a little bit to Rach when I was speaking to Rach earlier? I had to go on mute and I completely forgot my train of thought. But we was talking about like us as women kind of pressuring men to be more vocal and expressive with their emotions. And I mentioned that there is actual studies that have been done in terms of like men's biology and women's biology, hormones, brain studies and things like that. And what a lot of the things that they found is that whereas estrogen, which we have obviously higher intensity in as women, we have more social and emotional cues of expression. Whereas men, although they'll feel emotions with the same intensity, they have a lower verbal emotional expression, if that makes sense. And then also the brain activity is completely different between us. So I feel like in a way, and hear me out when I say this, and you could all say what you want, but in a way, I feel like as women, when we're pressuring men to express their emotions how we do, because we're women, right?
Yeah.
Where we then later on complain about it, because we're the same people then saying men have become more feminine, and you know, they're talkative and they're argumentative and they're this and that. So we have to really be careful with what we're kind of, you know, pushing or what we want from men. It's either we want them to be in their masculine or we want them to be like us.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
It does, yeah, it does.
Right, my lovelies, it's been lovely talking to you all. I'm gonna have to drop because I was cooking at the same time and my dishes are now ready. So
that was a quick one. No, that's what happened here. I'll speak to you again soon, Lubna.
See you later, darling. The reason why I asked your age for your little one, Sam, my son started nursery at the age of 1 and he's an only child yet. And he's now 7. And I think nursery helped him so much in terms of his social skills, interacting with children and all sorts. And you can see, like, how old he is now. You can see the difference amongst other peers.
We put in work. I'm telling you, we put in a lot of work. I sit down because we have Keith's children, and we sit down and I will observe my Keith child and I'll go, oh, he loves trains. She likes building blocks. He likes, I don't know, sewing things.
My lovely, I know.
You might see them randomly love painting or something, and you create different things for them to interact with that, and you build it for like their motor skills, for their interaction, and just different things. And then as that happens, you build on it and you add more things and you interact with more kids, and it's a lot.
No, Lubna, literally, I found that with my old two, when they were ready for school when they went, because they'd gone to nursery all the time, and they did the preschooling at the nursery rather than anything attached to the school, they had those social skills where they weren't scared to be on their own or to speak to people. So it does really help, to be fair.
I remember with my little one, he's very much into gardening and nature and all sorts. And
Yeah.
nursery, they made him like a little, because they used to have an Outback, and they made him a little special watch with a little ticket on it. And he used to, they went, that's your access to it. So he used to go and help him do planting. We used to go and harvest all sorts. And yeah, and even now, like he still loves nature. He loves how things grow, and it's all. I think honestly, it's all down to nursery. I've got a video of him at the age of 2, and we're reading a Peppa Pig book, and it's a baking one. So they do like a picnic, and I'm questioning him, can you find the heart shape? And he sits there, puts his hands on the tips, and goes, there. And it's that language, the speech is really amazing. So I know as a mum, you sort of feel guilty, they're there. I remember sort of, especially in the 6-week holidays, and mum guilt was, I remember going back to the office and crying my eyes out because all his other friends had gone on summer holiday and he was the only one still at nursery. But it pays off for him, it really does pay off.
It does, especially if you get a good nursery as well, where the staff are on it, you know.
Exactly. Honestly, I was so lucky with it. But anyway, I'm gonna love and leave you because I've got some really nice dishes that I'm now gonna munch into. Take care, love. Take care.
Bye, love.
Lovely talking to you. Take care.
Bye, bye.
I think another thing
is to do silly things with your children, but trust me, I've seen some things. And I'm one of them people that will report you real quick. So don't be my foolishness around me. That's me.
What do you mean at nursery?
Yeah, I've seen people like smack children. Like
yeah, so
I've seen them do all sorts.
Spaz. I went to I'm just trying to how to explain it. I went to this what do they call it? A fete or a fair or something, where there's rides and all that kind of malarkey, face painting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We went there when my girls were still at their nursery that they went to, my older two, and we bumped into a little girl that was in their group at nursery and the family, the nan and granddad. We said hello and like sort of walked on. Then you know when you accidentally sort of go round and you catch up with someone, they didn't realise that we had sort of walked round and we could see them, and she literally picked this little girl up by the arm and smacked her bum. So I don't mean to sound like a Karen, but I will say I did report it to nursery on the Monday after that had happened on the weekend, because I just sort of said, what if the mum doesn't know that the nan's doing that? That was my thought process, because her mum wasn't there, and I was like, if I was a mum and I found out somebody had like hit one of mine, I'd be so angry, you know.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah,
you are right.
definitely.
You see some real things, don't you, that go on.
Yeah, I was in disbelief. I couldn't believe it. And then my manager weren't really that bothered because they were friends and they went to school together. And apparently in Poland, where they come from, it's a normal thing to do. So
That's ridiculous.
Yep. So I got fired. So yeah.
What did you say? Something then?
Oh yeah. Of course. I'm very
Is that what
opinionated.
got you fired?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Did you take that to ACAS? It sounds like you shouldn't
Yeah.
have been fired.
But she's got a rich husband, so all she did was close the nursery down and renamed it.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah.
That's really bad though. Imagine getting sacked just for, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Trying
such
to
is life.
safeguard children.
Such is life. What can I do?
Are you working at a different
Complain.
nursery now, or?
Yeah. Much different nursery now. Yeah, much
Oh,
different.
that's good.
Very
Yeah.
like mumsy kind of nursery, very hands-on.
Yeah.
They're our
See.
babies, they're your babies, and such on and so forth. So.
Yeah, the one that my daughter goes to, like, because it's been like 10 years since I sent my older ones to nursery, so I didn't know what to expect. But it's so nice in there, and the staff are so lovely. And she wasn't eating properly. She wasn't feeding on her milk properly. And we were like really worrying, and she was really antisocial. But since she's gone to that nursery, she eats everything. She is more
We've got protocols for all
sociable.
of that. We've got protocols for all of that.
Yeah, she's like, come on, leaps and bounds.
Yeah. We have, trust me, we have protocols for everything you can think of.
Yeah.
You can think of, I'm telling you. We put all sorts in place, and then we have other outside sources that we can bring in and help the child and so on. So yeah, we do all sorts. We do all sorts.
Oh, yeah. So I hope it's like that behind the scenes of her nursery, but she does seem
With
happy
me,
to go.
definitely. I don't know about others because things have changed, and
Yeah.
recently you've had to go back and retrain.
Yeah.
So if everyone that I know, like the older ladies, if they've gone back and retrained, then they should implement certain things. But hey, that's only certain nurseries. I can't speak for everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ones I work in and people that I know, yeah, we follow the new rules and because we've got new powers and things like that. So even when you're seeing the person smacking the person, I would
Yeah.
be able to get involved and take that child to then have someone get into like involved in the situation and things like that immediately. So those are the type of powers that Ofsted has given us as early years practitioners. So a lot of the things have changed now.
Yeah, I was going to say, because when I reported it, it was awkward because we knew that the mum of that child was quite good friends with the nursery owner.
Mhm.
However, because it was the grandparents, what the nursery like manager / owner said she was going to do was let the daughter know, so the mum of the child know what had happened, so that she could make her own decision as to whether she wants them to be around them or not. But that's as far as it went.
Yeah, because it's outside the nursery. If it was within the
Yeah.
nursery ground, then someone within the nursery could have done something
About it. Yeah. To be fair, I just felt happy that the mum was going to know, and then the mum could
yeah.
decide then like what she wants to do.
The nursery, I wouldn't be surprised if some kind of social worker or something followed up on that.
Yeah.
Because the nursery would have to know. Because you've reported it to the nursery, we would have to open a case about it. Yeah, safeguarding case. And then a social worker would have to then come back and close the case with us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would then have to escalate it and so on and so forth. But yeah, it's a lot. A lot of the rules have changed.
I felt bad for saying something like, but it wasn't just a tap and pulling her up by the arm as well. It just, I was so cross, and my husband was so cross, and I was going to say something, and he was like, no, don't go over there. And I thought, well, I'll let the manager know on Monday then, because that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Like if somebody did that to one of mine when they were that age, I'd be so angry.
Oh, of course. And that's why I was so angry as well in the nursery. When I saw her pick the child up by one hand and smack, I was just like, what the fuck? I
what
didn't
are you
swear,
doing?
but I was very close to, and I shouted at her, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I told her to get out of the room. My manager was like, what is this? What's happening? I told her, how could she smack a child? Manager was like, oh, it's all right. And then said something to her in Polish and told her to go downstairs. And then she like said to me, oh, finish off the day and then we will talk later. And then that was my last day.
Oh, that's so bad. It sounds like they favoured somebody else.
Yeah, it was her friend.
Over you. Yeah.
It was her friend, yeah.
Life of Z, are you still there? 'Cause I've not spoke. It seems like you haven't spoke for
Yeah,
ages.
sorry, I'm still here. Sorry.
That's okay. I didn't know whether you'd kind of. I'm terrible for it. I'll put myself on mute and then I'll fall asleep. The other day,
Yeah, I did fall asleep in and
Chatson-
out, and then I thought, let me jump back in. But
Yeah.
I'm still here, though. I'm just listening.
The other day, Rat Chat, so I fell asleep with my mic.
Yeah, I
and
don't know
everything
what's
on my
going
head.
on with me. Like my
I was snoring. It was it's the time change, I think.
time change. Yeah, so my body's just
Yeah.
getting used to it now.
Like I can't. It's this one that I don't like
It's
because
so
it's dark.
drowsy today.
Yeah.
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 But the one in the summer, I don't mind because it's sunny. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's nicer and
Yeah.
lighter. But this one always makes me feel really down and
I feel
depressed.
so drowsy. Yeah, I don't know what it is in me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did Rach go?
She said, I don't know. She was just like, "Be back soon if you're still going." She might do her own live. I don't know.
LCM, are you gonna extend your live?
Well,
There's 3 minutes left.
Yeah, so we can carry on, ladies.
I was planning to go eat my dinner and stuff. I was going to take pricey.
Oh yeah, it's
Okay,
got
that's
coming
all
up
right
to
then.
it.
We can end this live but I do appreciate every single one of you.
All right then, but yeah,
Oh,
no, it was
thanks
really
for having me
interesting
on.
topics.
Thanks for having me on your panel.
All right then.
For coming back.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
It was really nice to speak to you ladies as well. Is it
Yeah.
Ruji?
Nice to see you again, Sam. Nice to
Oh, my full name is
speak to you,
Regencia.
Rita.
Sorry, it's
Ah.
Regencia, but Rouge for short.
Okay. Well, it's nice to meet you both anyway. Well, I've seen you, Z, but nice
Yeah.
to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll be in a live together.
Yeah, we're another
soon.
live.
Yeah. All right then. Bye,
All right
guys.
then. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, and you.
Having me on.
Thank you.
ya.
Dutch Queen sister, thank you for commenting. Have a good night as well. I wish you well. You're not feeling well, Dutch Queen. I wish you well. Yeah, thank you every single person for today's live. Yeah, I will end the live, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Yeah, thank you, Dutch Queen sister. Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you. I appreciate every single person.
So that is a landing stop.
Thank you, people. Thank you.
Not landing stop. And Puntland is allowing it. Puntland is allowing it because they can get more access to trade deals without the government say so. And now going to strengthen their hold in Somalia. Now, this isn't what residents that are living in Puntland want. They do not want this. But the government in Puntland are letting the United Arab Emirates use them as a landing ground, use them as a gas station to reach the Sudanese people, to reach Sudan. Now, once the United Arab Emirates heads to Somalia, and then through Somalia enters Sudan, what is it that they bring to Sudan? What is it that they give to the RSF soldiers, the Rapid Support Force, that are massacring the soldiers? Not only weapons, not only drones and missiles, but the UAE is also smuggling mercenaries into Sudan using Somalia as a channel. They land in Bosaso, which is located in Puntland, the military base in Puntland. once these mercenaries have landed in Somalia, they enter Sudan through Somalia. And once the mercenaries